Hey guys, hope you're doing very well. I just want to do a quick disclaimer. I've been doing this in every freaking video, I swear to God. That is, I have man flu, cold, so if I look like shit, sound like shit, that is why I have been plagued. And I am suffering. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about something that has been highly requested throughout my YouTube career, job, hobby, lifetime, I don't know what you want to call it. But this kind of topic has been requested many times. And I've honestly not had the answers, so that's why I've not done a video on it until today. So what this video is about is getting tattoos on problem skin, cellulite skin, scarred skin, stretch mark skin. Now I myself have cellulite and stretch marks, but it's all on my bum and at the back of my thighs. And at the moment I don't have any tattoos there, so I have been completely useless. I've had no way of telling you guys what's best or to give you any advice from my point of view. But I've been asked to do videos about getting tattoos on scars and cellulite and stretch marks and stuff like that for the longest time, and I've been completely powerless and useless, and I just haven't been able to help you in any way. So someone commented on one of my recent videos, I think it was my advice to people who want sternum tattoos, and they said, why don't you ask in your Facebook group, you know, what it's like to be tattooed on like problem skin, scarred skin, cellulite skin or whatever. And I was like, oh my god, that is like the best idea ever. So that's what I did. Oh my god, you guys, I'm not even joking, I have a literal fever right now and I'm sweating so hard, and these lights in front of me are making me sweat. This wig is making me sweat. I'm so close to just like pulling it off. Anyway, so in my Facebook group I said, hello my baby potatoes. I'm here again to ask you to participate with a video I have been requested to do quite a lot, and you are all a helpful bunch. This video is about getting problem, like eczema, etc, stretch marks, cellulite, scarred skin tattooed. A lot of people have questions about this kind of topic, so if anyone is willing to share photos, experience and maybe advice about getting tattooed on problem, scarred, cellulite, stretch mark skin, you'd be helping a lot of people, including myself, as I am curious and want to educate myself further on this topic. Thank you in advance. I got a lot of comments as always. Everyone is so super helpful, honestly, and thank you so much. I'm obviously not going to be able to read every single comment in this video. I may revisit it and do a part 2 if you know you guys need more help or whatever, or you want to hear more stories. Let me know down below. Also, before anyone asks, I will be doing a video like this, like asking my Facebook group members about tattoos when you sort of lose weight and gain weight. That's also another very popular topic that people want me to talk about. So I will get around to that as soon as I can. I just want to do a couple more disclaimers, and they are some of these photos will involve self-harm scars, and what I will do anytime I read a comment about self-harm, I will say trigger warning for you guys, and then I'll put a timestamp somewhere in this video that says where to go to the next comment. If that makes any sense? So say I read a comment about self-harm scars, I will put the timestamp of where you should skip to if you want to not hear about self-harm scars because it's triggering or whatever. That's completely fine. I thought I would protect you guys from that because this video could be helpful if you want to know about getting tattooed over cellulite or whatever, but self-harm scars are kind of triggering to you. I'm looking out for you guys. I want to make sure you guys are all okay and stuff like that. The other disclaimer that I want to do quickly is if I see any negative comments towards any of the people in this video, the people that have volunteered their stories to help other people, you will be blocked so fucking fast. I don't care if you've been watching my videos for a lifetime. I don't want your support if you're going to be negative towards the people who have taken their time out to help other people. You're nasty. Okay, yeah, I'm going to be picking comments at random. I'm going to pick the first one though. The first one is from Kiana. She said, okay, so my pictures aren't good, but basically I got tattooed in an area where I'm very prone to acne. I would honestly say as long as you let the area clear up, you'll be fine. But I personally wouldn't get tattooed in an area that was entirely covered in acne. It's possible that if you have a pimple and get a tattoo over it, the ink won't take. And then she goes on to say, as you can see, even the skin around here that isn't red from the fresh tattoo is a bit bumpy and irritated from the acne. So that is helpful bits of advice there from Kiana. She's saying make sure you kind of book a tattoo around having a good skin day, which is obviously very hard with acne. It's very unpredictable. You know, once you've got a sort of good skincare routine down, if you want to, you know, try and diminish your acne or whatever, try and get tattooed when your skin is at its clearest. The next one I'm going to read out is from Leela. This is a trigger warning for you guys. This is over some scars. I will put the timestamp down here for where you should skip to if you don't want to hear about this. She said, I got a tattoo over some scars on my arm. Make sure you wait until they are 100% healed, as I didn't and have had ink run into them, making the line work not as neat. So yeah, you can see there she's got a couple of blowouts here and there, which I guess is understandable. I definitely would say to get the best tattoo possible when you are tattooing over scars is to wait for the scars to be as healed as possible. So if they're like a bright pink or like verdering red or whatever, they're probably not the best to get tattooed, and kind of wait for them to get as pale as possible, which obviously you could be waiting a very long time for, but you will end up with a better result in the long run. It's obviously down to you and down to the tattoo artist that is tattooing over your scars. It's better to ask them honestly and get a second opinion, because like I've never tattooed over a scar obviously. The next one I'm going to read out is from Charmaine, and she said, I have keratosis pilaris, hopefully I'm saying that right, on my upper arm, the part above my elbow, and I have a tattoo there. It was really painful and healed way lighter than the rest of my tattoos. And then she posted a picture and she said, here you see how light they healed, and the red bumps from the keratosis pilaris. I'm not too familiar on that condition. I should maybe look that up, but that is helpful to anyone that is in the similar situation. The next one I want to read out is from Joy, and she said, I have/had eczema on my arms where my fine line tattoo is. As we already know, fine line tattoos don't hold up well as it is, and the eczema just made it worse. I honestly personally wouldn't recommend getting tattoos in areas where you have strong eczema. At the moment the eczema is nearly gone, just a little spot left. So yeah, if we take a little zoom into her tattoos, she has a few bits of line work missing here and there. Obviously that could be very easily fixed should she want it to be fixed with, you know, just a touch up here and there, which is fine. But that's good information. Again, I personally have never dealt with eczema myself also, so I don't really have any tips or tricks or anything like that, so that is helpful. The next one I want to read is from Francesca. Again, this is about scarring, so I will leave a timestamp down below to where you should skip to if you want to hear the next comment. So Francesca said, here's mine a few years healed. It's over pretty extensive scarring. I'd say be up front with the artist, send them a picture of what they're working with and say how long it's been healed, etc. That is a very, very good bit of advice there. Like 100% I agree with that so much. I always say it's good to send a picture of the location you want to get tattooed in anyway, especially if you have existing tattoos in that area. The artist can kind of figure out where to place it and how to draw said item that you want tattooed. But that will also help a artist also if you do have scarring or stretch marks or cellulite or problem skin, they can have a look at it and kind of examine it, especially if you are not able to go into the studio. So say you're booking a tattoo with an artist that is far away and you don't really have the means to go there for a consultation. It's always good that an artist can look at the area that they are tattooing and they can make a judgment to say this will work, this won't work, this maybe work. You know, it's just a good heads up. And then Francesca goes on to say, you often hear people say, find an artist who specialises in scars, but actually any good tattoo artist will know what they're doing around them. So don't feel like you have to limit yourself to people who advertise themselves as specialists or anything. Finally, I didn't find they hurt any more than normal skin, but my artist did recommend healing using Sanaderm or another covered method, as this minimises colour loss on the more tricky scar tissue. Okay, that was actually very insightful and helpful. I'd never even thought about it like that before, so I've learnt something new there. Thank you, Francesca. The next one I want to read is from Mary, and she said, I have dermatitis on my upper inner arm. From what I understand, it's similar to eczema and it makes the skin dry and painfully itchy. That is so true. I had dermatitis, well, not a bad case of dermatitis, but I had dermatitis on my hands when I was a hairdresser trainee. This was back when I was 16, this was many years ago. I was an apprentice type thing, and you are continuously washing your hands, you're in and out of water because you're washing hair and washing up bowls and stuff like that. Like, you're continuously in and out of water and it really affects your skin. I had like red marks in my inner, what do you call this part of your hand? Like the webbing part of your hand? I don't know. But yeah, my hands were very, very dry and very red in places. I don't think I got any itchiness. Not that I remember, but my hands were quite irritated and painful. But yeah, you can, I think it's a case of you kind of just have it or you get it, if that makes any sense. Like it's either like in your DNA or whatever, like eczema, like you just happen to get it, or it can be self-inflicted or whatever. She carries on saying, the area was a bitch to get tattooed, swelled up and felt like I got hit by a car for days. That does not sound good. Healed alright, but I did have an allergic reaction to the red ink, which I've never had before on other parts of my body. That is very, very interesting. So I would imagine if you have sort of problem skin, obviously your skin is a lot more sensitive, so that can cause problems, and like Mary, you may end up having problems that you wouldn't normally have on, say, normal bit of skin of your body or whatever. I hate saying the word normal, but I'm sure you can understand what I mean. Okay, I'm just scrolling through. I'm trying to make this as varied as possible. Okay, I'm going to read this one from Bethany, and this is to do with scars because of a skin condition, but in case that is triggering to anyone and you want to skip ahead to the next comment, I will leave a timestamp here to where you should skip to. Okay, so Bethany said, I have scars all over my body from a skin condition. It sucks because it does affect where I can have tattoos to some extent. However, my artist had a good look at my scars and told me she could cover them, and she did. I can't even see the scars underneath. It helps hide my biggest insecurity with art. Don't get me wrong, it was a painful experience. My pain tolerance is pretty high, but I had to do it in 2 sessions. No matter the pain, it was beyond worth it. I still have scars around my tattoo, but it's so gorgeous I don't mind. That is super insightful, and I'm just taking a good close-up look of her tattoo, and yeah, you cannot see any raised skin or any problematic areas within this tattoo. The artist did a great job. Okay, the next one I want to read out is from Ashley. She said, I have discoid, I hope I'm saying that right, discoid lupus. It's a autoimmune disease which affects my skin. When I flare, I end up with raised, red, itchy lesions on certain parts of my skin. When they heal, it leaves a scar. Oh my goodness, that sounds so painful. I had a scar on my forearm from one and started my patchwork sleeve in that spot. Not sure if you can see in this picture, but between the 2 faces I have an indent from the scar. The ink took well to that area and saturated covered the spot, but you can still tell there's a dip there. It didn't bother me during the session and didn't hurt any more than other areas. The next one I want to read out is from Alyssa. She said, this tattoo is over stretch marks on my hip. The artist didn't even say anything about them, so I don't think stretch marks are too much of an issue. It didn't feel any different either. I wish I had a healed picture too, but this healed perfectly too. No issues around the stretch marked areas, which is very good to hear. I've always been curious and wondered what it's like to get tattooed over stretch marks because I have a few myself. I've always been curious to know if it's more painful, does it heal differently? But it sounds like it was a smooth ride for Alyssa. The next one I want to read out is from Mel, and she said, I have Hashimoto's, I don't think I'm saying that right, an autoimmune thyroid condition. One of the issues it causes is extremely dry skin. I was very worried about having a tattoo and how it would heal. At my artist's request, I used Aveeno cream for a few months beforehand and actually during the healing process. My outer forearm tattoos healed perfectly despite my dry skin and being 47 at the time. My inner forearm doesn't suffer with dryness, but I had no difference in healing time. Earlier this year I had a colour tattoo on the back of my forearm which also gets quite dry and scaly at times. Again, it healed perfectly. Ugh, my eyes keep watering. I am not okay with my illness. But yeah, I like what Mel said about using Aveeno cream for a few months beforehand, which is a good tip. So if you do have problematic skin and you've booked a tattoo, say for 2 months in advance or 3 months or whatever, use that time wisely and prepare your skin for the tattoo. It takes a while for your skin to adjust to new products, and you know, it's like when you do skincare on your face or whatever, it takes a while to see results. So if you have a tattoo booked in advance and you do have problematic skin for whatever reason, and there's a way of fixing it, or you know, fixing it a little bit, every little helps. So use moisturizers, lotions, potions, whatever. Obviously don't overdo it, and you know, create an opposite effect. Sometimes if you over moisturize, you damage your skin further. But yeah, I like that tip of, you know, preparing beforehand. That could be very helpful for quite a few people. The next one I want to talk about is from Jessa. This is about a surgical scar. There's no pictures, but I will leave a timestamp down below just in case scars are triggering for you. So yeah, Jessa said, I have a surgical scar that was tattooed over in 2010, and over time it did lose some colour where the scar was, faster than it should have. That's good to keep in mind, but on the other hand, my much flatter scars, like old self-harm scars, did not give me the same problem. That's very interesting to know, so I guess it depends per scar as to how tattoos react to it, so like the tattoo ink. I'd imagine if a scar is bigger, so most surgery scars can be quite big, obviously I don't know what the surgery was or whatever, but sometimes surgery scars can be pretty gnarly, like very big. The bigger the scar, maybe the more problematic it is in the long run. Also with scar tissue, the skin is a little bit tougher, so it may take a bit more force for the ink to stay in, so you might need a few touch-ups etc, so that's something to keep in mind also. The next one I want to read out is from Emily, and she said, I have had stretch marks on my butt since I was 11. Both cheeks have the same stretch marks, but one has a tattoo and the other one doesn't. This is the one where you can see my stretch marks. They are quite faint because they're about 17 years old, but they're definitely there and still have texture. Cheek tattoo in next post. You really can't see my stretch marks anymore. Personally, I didn't notice the difference in the pain, and the artist didn't say anything, but I have super high pain tolerance. And then she said, just in case anyone is curious, here's the full tattoo. The artist is Strange Dust. It certainly takes any attention away from stretch marks that may or may not be there. But yeah, I like her point there to say like the tattoos can cover it up, and it can also draw attention away from any stretch marks. So if you are kind of insecure about stretch marks, putting a tattoo over them or near them, nobody is going to pay attention to them with a tattoo. I mean, hopefully most people don't pay attention to stretch marks anyway. Like if people are like calling you out for your stretch marks, they're a shitty person, get rid of them. You know what I'm saying? Like get rid of that person. But if it's something you're insecure about, a tattoo can do a world of good and help you. If you end up loving that part of your body because there's a bit of art on there that you absolutely love. Okay, I'm gonna unfortunately have to leave it there. I don't want to, but my camera battery is flashing at me and it's my last one. I have no other ones charged up because I've already used them. So I'm gonna have to end it there. I feel like I've covered like as many topics as I most possibly can within this video. I think what I will do is visit back this post and maybe do videos dedicated to one certain topic. So I might do a video on self-harm scars and then problematic skin, something like that. What I will do is I will pin the post in my Facebook group so you guys can find it and then comment on it, or if you need any further advice like right here, right now, you can actually read through the comments on the post and you might be able to find out the information that you may seek. I just want to say thank you again to everyone that has participated in this post. I definitely feel like I should visit it back because there were so many good comments, but I don't have enough time to read them all out, so I feel kind of bad. I definitely want to do more videos about this and reading your guys' experiences because it can help people, and I've definitely learned a lot from filming this video. So yeah, I hope you guys are all doing very, very well, and until my next video, bye.